from Minerva to talk to you about some Tessuti patterns. So it's actually an Australian company or brand, and if you can't tell by my accent, I am actually Australian. So I have about 10 patterns to show you here and to talk through about these patterns. A few of them I have made, some of them I haven't made. So the first pattern, I've got it up now, is the Tessuti bias cut Evie skirt. So this is a bias cut skirt, obviously, and it's a very simplistic pattern. It does have a few variations on how you want to finish the top edge, whether you want to finish with elastic or whether you want to finish with just a little skinny waistband. So the elastic one, you don't need to insert a zipper. The one with the waistband, you do. I originally made the one with the elastic. I was being a bit lazy. So I'll get some photos up of that one now. I don't have that one on me right now, so that's why I'll show you some photos. So I made it in a very simplistic satin. I got that from Minerva too. We have that here. So for this pattern, it comes in sizes, let's have a look. It comes in sizes from 6 all the way up to 18. I thought it's quite good because a lot of sizes, at least personally for me, they actually only start at 8. They don't start at 6, so Tessuti patterns have that that one lower size. So you can see here they've used a real lovely, you can't really tell what the fabric is, but it is some sort of satin. It could be silk, it could be polyester, we don't really know. But I really love how they've used this bright sort of, it's gold, but it's kind of like a browny gold. I can also really see it in a green. I did have a look on the website and I found one of our fabrics that would be I found one of our fabrics that would be a great idea for this one. So this is a crepe back satin. I've got it here in the bottle green colour. So you could go for something like just a regular satin, or this one here, like it is a crepe back satin. So this one's 100% polyester. It's 44 inches wide. So if you are going with a fabric like this, you need from upwards of 1.9 meters. If your fabric's a little bit more wider, you've got something like 140, you're starting from 1.6. The only difficulty I'd say here with this pattern, it is a very simple silhouette, so it's not too difficult, but because it is cut on the bias, it's going to be a little bit harder to sew with because there will be that stretch there to the edges of the fabric. And then also, depending on what type of fabric you use. So if you use something like a satin, it'll be a little bit more difficult, but they've also used a linen, I believe. Yeah, if you can see here, they've used a linen. That's going to be a little bit more easy and a little bit more stable to work with. So if you're a little bit worried about working with satin, maybe go for something linen first. So the next one I also have made. This is the Sadie Dress by Tessuti again. Of course, it comes from the sizes extra small to extra large. So those measurements come from, let's have a look. So extra small. Judging by the measurements, it looks like a 6. This dress is quite interesting. It's a very nice silhouette. Again, it's cut on the bias, I believe. I did make this one as well. So this is cute because you could make it in a lot of different sort of fabrics. Like some people here have made it in just a simple black silhouetted dress. So it's a little black dress. You can go with a lot of things. So when I noticed when I made it, it was a bit long. I didn't like it so long. I shortened mine. I'm about 5'7". So I have it here. I've used this. Sometimes it's hard to tell which is the front and which is the back. But it's got a bit of it's like a V at the front and then more of a scoop at the back. But the V is like, it's not super pronounced. It's not very sharp. It's more of a curved V neckline. This fabric here, I believe it's a silk. I actually got it in Japan, so it's not one of our fabrics, unfortunately. But there is many on the website similar. But this sort of fabric is a good suggestion because it does have that drape, but it still has a bit of body so that it wasn't see-through and didn't show any lines like that. So that one I actually wore on Christmas a year ago, I believe. It's just a really classic style dress, but it's drafted really well in my opinion, because it is on the bias, it's not straight down, it does sort of curve along to you, but it actually doesn't have any darts. I've just realised this now. No, so it doesn't have any darts or seam lines or panel lines, so it is a very easy one. I would say that if you are on the bustier side, definitely make a mock-up first. I am not, so that's what I'd suggest for that one. I'd say the only difficulty is turning through these little teeny dainty straps. Not sure how well you can see those, if the camera wants to focus. You can see how dainty and small they are. It would be really good to get one of those needle turners. If we have, we will pop that. Above. They are really useful for these kinds of projects. You will use it. If you haven't seen one of those before, it looks like a really long needle with a little hook on the end. You hook it through, you pull it through, and voila, you have your strap done. So we picked a fabric. It is a crepe again, a different one. So this is a John Calder crepe fabric. This fabric is a little bit wider than the previous fabric that we were talking about. It's still a polyester, so it's not too expensive. I've got it here in this lovely wine colour. So you can see from previous people's makes, it still has a lot of drape. So it's still got that, but there is some body to it. It's not completely sheer. We do describe it as a medium weight fabric, not a lightweight fabric. Sometimes that's what you want for a pattern like this. Like often they do say lightweight fabrics, but often lightweight fabrics can be a little bit sheer. So it's nice to have something that is drapey, very drapey, but still a little bit heavier so that it doesn't completely show everything. So it does come in a few other colours if you want to check those out. Just click the links. So the next pattern from Tessuti is the Lois dress. So I have made this one. I've made this pattern. I have it right next to me. I've made it in a fabric that we actually do have, which we will pop above when we speak about it. So this pattern's quite an interesting pattern. It's got, I will show you the one I have here. So if you have a look here with this pattern, it's got a deep V neckline, and then underneath that the seam lines come up to they meet at the bust, if you can see that here. It's also got bust lines, so that's good for fitting. And then if you look around at the back, there's just the seam line behind, and then the skirt is in a few panel pieces. So the front piece is one piece, and then the two side pieces are two separate pieces at the back. It also has a zip down the front, sorry, it has a zip down the side, which you can see here. I'll unzip mine. You have a look here on the side. I will also insert some photos of this one so you can see. Don't believe that I shortened that one. I don't believe I made any alterations to that one, and I did make the size 6. So it's also got the grown-on sleeves as well, so you don't have to set any sleeves. It does have a little cuff on the edge, if you have a look here. So the fabric that I've made this one in actually is one that we have. It is a Liberty lawn, so it's a Tana lawn. It's a lightweight fabric, but I didn't find it to be sheer, so that's always important. So this one is in the size range 6 to 16, I believe. So this pattern's a little bit more of a difficult pattern. I wouldn't say it's exactly beginner. I wouldn't say it's, you know, super difficult. It's not like a super complex coat or something. But it is a little bit difficult because you do have to match the bottom curve with the top curve. Yeah, you do have to match the top curve with the bottom curve. And there is also some bias binding around the neckline, so sometimes people can accidentally stretch that out. But they do suggest you use some woven, the name escapes me. It's all in the pattern, but it's to help stop stretching out as you sew, because sometimes you do that when you sew, you pull and then you stretch. So it is a technique often used in industry as well. Sometimes some indie patterns, they don't use it that much, but this company seems to be a bit more of a, they draft and design similar to how they would in a pattern making company. So this company, I actually did go to an interview once with them, and I did meet the pattern maker, one of the pattern makers there. So they said that she's really, really experienced, and they wish they had the knowledge that she did, as do I. So the next pattern I unfortunately haven't made, but I really want to. It is the Bondi. Yeah. So this one comes from 6 to 16. They describe it as intermediate. So this dress is half-half. So there's a seam line down the middle. So you could make this in 2 different colours. So they've made it here in 2 different colours. They've used a black and white as well as a, I'm not sure if that's purple or brown. It's hard to tell. But it looks like they've matched it up as well. I really want to make this in half-half black and white linen. I also did see one of these, this is the one. This white version in the linen with the fraying on the bottom. I believe they used the selvage edge from memory. Oh look, it even has pockets. I didn't realise that till just now. They do describe it as intermediate, and I'm trying to figure out why. It doesn't seem too difficult. I guess you do have to insert these pockets. There is a seam line down the middle, and it does look like these are, looks like a bias bound edge on the sides and on the neckline. Now that can be a bit difficult. It is a bit fiddly sometimes, so I wouldn't say exactly beginner straight up. So yeah, I think this pattern would just be really cute in just a linen, just any kind of linen, like a beautiful red linen, or you know, that on-trend sort of maroony orangey kind of linen. Right here we have a Robert Kaufman linen. It's a linen cotton mix, so it's not too pricey on that one. It is a little bit more affordable than if you got a straight linen. So, like I said, I have the vision in my head of doing something half-half white and black. So this comes in a, they call it a bleached white, and then also in the black. We do have it in an array of colours, so you can check those out as well. I also think it would just look really cute in just a straight white, like the previous image we have showed. So I'm really keen to make that one. Let us know if you're also keen to make that one. I've been meaning to make it for the longest time, and I've just, every summer I've been intending to get to it, and I just haven't. So the next one, again, is one of those ones which I've been meaning to get to, but I just haven't got around to it. So this is the Claudia Dress. This one, again, comes from extra small to extra large. So this is kind of like more of a simple straight up and down sort of dress. I do remember seeing it in a, not this blue one here, but I think it is a, see this dark blue. I really want to make this dress in a dark blue linen, as they've made up here. It just looks simple to make, easy to wear for summer, a bit loose, not super clingy, has pockets, that's great, and in a linen it would be really good. So they've described it as an intermediate, but I guess that's the same as saying confident beginner from the looks of these ones. Looks like it just slips on. So So there's no fastening. So that's quite simple. That's not too difficult. Not the first thing you've ever made, but it is quite simple. So for this one, we've picked a 100% linen. So this Lady McElroy, Lady McElroy. So we picked this linen. So it's 100% linen, and it is this beautiful green sort of picnic style fabric. We always love a good gingham. I also think that would be good for the previous one as well. Could be interesting. A little bit of picnic vibes on a casual day. So that one's 100% linen, as I mentioned. I also was really inspired by, like I said, if you look at the tag posts, how cute is this outfit? By See Me Seam. So that's that one. On to the next one. I've got the Oslo Coat. So again, I've only made one, maybe two coats, but this one is one of the ones I really want to make for sure. So it's a nice, quite big coat. It isn't too complicated, it doesn't have too many seam lines. I'll get up some more. It does come in two sets, either 6 to 10 or 12 to 16. So it's quite a boxy fit, it's not super fitted. That's kind of what attracted me to it. It looks really warm and cozy. You can make it in all sorts of fabrics. So we've got it here, a fabric. Let's have a look. One of the ones we're suggesting. So if you want to go for something simple, not too expensive, you don't want to go for wool straight away, there is the vegan wool coating. I've got it here in the black. It does come in a few other colours as well. I think it would also look really good in the pink, or it's the rose colour rather. I think it would also be really cool in like a faux fur type thing. We've got here a example for the snow leopard print. I think that would be really warm and cozy and fun. Could be interesting. So that's that one. I really want to make it. Let me know if you do. I'm sure you do. The other one, or the next one on the list, is the Leonox. Am I saying that right? Leonox. I should be able to say these. But it's a sweatshirt pattern. So this is quite interesting. It looks like... So there's two versions. There's view A, and it has that traditional V detail neckline, like you can see here in the image. Just a classic sweatshirt, nothing too fancy, but it is a good staple. And now what I thought was cool about this pattern is it's got this asymmetrical sort of detail colour blocking. If you have a look at the pattern, you can use a few different colours here. So looking at the image, it's cut up into different slices. I think it would be really cool in a variation of pinks. They've got one here, it's got pink, black and grey. That looks quite cute. But it's just something a bit different from just the usual sort of classic sweatshirt. I'd like to get this one as well, actually. So we've got to suggest, I think the baby pink, fuchsia and cream would look really cute together. You could do it in any sort of these variations. So again, like I said, the baby pink, the fuchsia, and then there's the cream. But you could do it in a variation of light blue, royal blue. It's really up to you. The possibilities are endless. So this is a fleece black sweatshirting knit fabric. So it's a classic sweatshirting fabric that you would use for a pattern like this. It does come in the 61 inches or 155 centimeters wide. We describe it as heavy. It's 92% cotton, 8% elastane. So this is the perfect fabric for this pattern. I love that we have it in so many different colours. So the next pattern is the Hillary top. So again, this is just one of the list of things that I need to get to, but this pattern is comes from extra small to extra large. It is a sort of different style of a shirt. It's a little bit unique. So if you look here, it's got a gathering at the waist with an elastic band. I believe that looks like an elastic band. Yeah, an elastic casing. They describe it on their website as a peasant style blouse. And there's something weird about calling it a peasant blouse, but I know that's the style, but just something a bit odd. It's not peasant, it's very luxurious. So it's got a bit of a pleated peplum, a boat style neckline, so a gathered waist, sleeves with gathered wrist, and then it's also got a little bit of gathering around the shoulders by the looks of it. Yes, it does. So the reason I really liked this one is if you click on the pattern on our website and you scroll down, you look at the first tagged post that you can see here, or it may be one of the other posts. Pins and Needles, NZ, New Zealand possibly. She's made it in a lovely gauze type fabric. If you look at the photos here. And I just really liked how it came out. So that's why I had a look and we found a double gauze. So many different colours that you could choose from, but I think I really like this bright fuchsia colour. I just think it looks fun. So double gauze is 100% cotton. It's 130 centimeters wide or 51.2 inches wide. They describe this one as medium. If you've never used double gauze before, it's not too difficult to work with. It's just it's a bit funny, like if you've never seen it before, it's quite an interesting fabric. It has a really interesting texture before. So the next one is the Esther shorts. The Esther shorts. So this comes from 6 to 16. The reason why I was really, again, inspired by this, our website is so great because you can just see all these tagged posts. So if you look at this, if you click the pattern on our website and you click the link to either that side or that side, in the corner, you can see that this user, Lady Soap, I believe, she's made a lovely cute set with the shorts, and then she's also used another top. And that's what really inspired me with this shorts. I've always wanted to make a pair of shorts, but I just haven't gotten around to making this pattern. So these shorts are a classic high-waisted vintage style with side seams that sit forward at the hip. It also has an invisible zipper and a little bit of a narrow waistband. So it's really great for summer. I think it'd be really lovely in a linen. So we have also a gingham here, which is kind of why we chose, because of that inspiration post. I thought it looked really cool. It would be really cool as part of a set. Use one of our other patterns. So this is a 1/4 inch check gingham fabric. So the final pattern to talk about is the Frankie top / dress. So this one, what I love about this one is it's a very simple design. It comes from extra small to extra large. It is a knit fabric, or sorry, a knit pattern. Don't believe it has any darts. Let me just check on that. So the hemline's a little bit flared. It does not have any darts. I just checked on that one. So you can make it in a top, you can make it a short dress or you can make it very long. They've got a few different lengths. So the sleeves are set in, but it's actually quite easy to do that in knit fabrics. It's a lot easier than when you're setting in on woven fabrics, actually, because you've got a little bit of give there. Just don't want to stretch too much. Yeah, it's a very simple silhouette, but it's a really good one nonetheless. They describe it as intermediate, but that's really because it's a jersey fabric. So if you've already sewn with jersey fabrics before and you don't find them too difficult, then it's more of an easy pattern for you. I think the intermediate just relates to jersey, because when you first work with jersey, it's a little bit harder. I actually liked it more, weirdly, but just choose a jersey that you're more comfortable working with. So we've got one to suggest here, a cotton lycra. So it's 95% cotton and then the 5% lycra. It comes in a billion colours, but you know, you've really got to pick for your personality. Me personally, I'd pick this beautiful pink, could be fun, or sorry, soft fuchsia is the correct term. There is also Air Force Blue. I think that would be right up my alley, but it does come in a lot of other colours, so definitely check them out. Also, we have here the cotton jersey knit fabric in the striped, the sort of Breton type stripe here, which would be really, I think it'd look really great in the top. Similar to what I'm wearing now, but this is navy blue and white, whereas the one I have here is white and black. So that one again is 95% cotton, 5% lycra. That's 150 centimeters wide or 59 inches, and it's a medium weight. It's nice to see, to go on the website and you can see, like, if you want to look here, you can see that Claire Penny, I'm really bad at names. You can read it there. But she's made a lovely little top, looks like for her child. Oh, actually matching. One for her, one for him. Yeah, you can sort of see, like, from pictures, you can see that it's not a really drapey fabric. It does have more of a medium weight. So, but I like to, when I'm buying on Minerva, I like to look at what other people have made and how it sort of came out and how it sits. And also the good thing with medium weight jerseys is that they aren't sheer. Sometimes the rayon, the light white rayons can be sheer. So that's all the ones that I have to talk about. Let me know what your favourite is. Let us know. Comment below. If you don't have an account, make an account. Then you can follow us. Then you can follow other people who've made accounts, and then you can see what they're up to and what they're making. Personally, I think I'm choosing between the ones that I haven't made. It's either the Bondi Dress, oh I don't know, either the Oslo Coat, Bondi Dress or the Claudia Dress. Can't decide. So that's everything we've got to talk about today. Hopefully you're inspired. I am. I want to make everything.